How we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to go to how to reach soft capped from a fresh account. Now this can be applicable for more people in the game that aren't fresh. Obviously, if you haven't reached soft cap, I would advise you checking out certain portions of this video. I'll leave some timestamps down below for areas that may interest you. But as an overview, we're going to talk about character selection, because that's probably one of the most important things when you start playing this game, is selecting the right character. And then what you need to do early game to get yourself started up, and later on how you want to reach soft cap. There's lots of different roads to get there. There is no specifically one right way of doing it. Some methods are more efficient than others. However, I'm going to give you guys the way I would like to do it. With the experience I have now, if I was to start fresh, these are the steps that I would take. It's going to be mostly a grinding. It's mostly revolved around grinding. However, there are going to be some key important life skills, and we will be setting up for some more long-term goals as well earlier on in the game. And I will mention some honorable mentions as well later on with key things that could help you out, which I'm not going to be going over, that you can find other guides for on YouTube. So as we talked about, character selection is the most important thing. If you will be playing this game in the long term, don't just play a class because it's OP right now. Things will change in the future. Patches will be made, classes will be nerfed, classes will be buffed. So make sure you play the class that you find enjoyable, whether or not it is very strong right now. The characters you see in front of you is what's currently available on Xbox, minus this Guardian, which we don't have yet, hopefully be coming out within the next month or two. And there's one more class that we don't have, which is the female Musa, the Maewa. I'm assuming it's going to be coming on the 4th of March, but we won't know until they give us more information about that update. So these two classes are not available, and a very good guide on what classes you should pick is from Anders. As you can see here, he goes through all the different classes. He'll give you a ranking on PvE, 1v1, large scale, and skill ceiling. Skill ceiling just basically means how difficult is it to master that class. Some classes like Wizard are not very difficult to master at all, whereas other classes like Sork, for example, takes a lot more technical skill and will take a decent chunk of time to learn all the cancels and animations. Once you guys got your class sorted out, the next thing is in creating your characters. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Now, when you know what character you want to play, you're going to be hit by this character creation screen. In this screen here, I think if you've got a fresh account, it's going to be 6 slots available. If you buy more slots, that's great. It's up to you whether or not you want to do that. But however many number of slots that you have, you want to create the same type of character that's going to be your main for every single slot minus 1. So let's say you want to play warrior and you have 6 available slots. Before you even start playing, you want to create 5 warriors and 1 shy. This is going to be key for later on, that you have all these characters created now and you don't wait till later to create them. If you don't know why that is, just take my word for it and just do it this way for now, and later on it will become more apparent why it helped you get an early head start by creating all these characters early. So once you create a character, you're obviously going to log into the game. So once you've created a new character, it will give you an option whether or not you want to go for a tutorial. I would recommend, if you obviously haven't played the game, just click yes on that and go through the basic tutorial. It doesn't really change the time it will take for you to do anything. It will just help you out with some button presses. But the main thing you're going to want to do is the main quest line. This is going to be very, very important to complete the main quest line. It will get you guys some contribution points that's going to be necessary later on. It will give you skill points as well. It will give you to the soft cap if you complete all of it. It will give you soft cap skill points that you can get from questing, which definitely help you out big time later on. But more importantly, it's also going to give you inventory slots and help you get some basic, pretty good gear to start out. Honestly, this is the most efficient way, in my opinion, from a fresh account to get to soft cap, is definitely doing the main quest line. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can bang the session out in a day. But there are some areas where the quests, if it is the first time or the first time I did it, it doesn't hold your hand and explain anything. So it might be a bit confusing. If you ever get stuck, just take the name of your quest and pop it into YouTube, and someone will have a mini guide on how to complete that quest. And if you're ever not sure how to get to your main quest line or follow your main quest line, one thing you can do is if you press down your D-pad, you bring out your black spirit, you can click on quests, and you see the little symbol next to start of adventurer. There is a little symbol next to it. That symbol indicates that it's a main quest line. Whereas other quests, as you can see, have different symbols. So that's got an exclamation point. That is not a main quest line, the world of knowledge. But this one here is. So you want to be following the quest lines that have this symbol next to it if you ever do get lost. Another way that you can also find your quests is by clicking start, going to quests, and going to main. You can also do it this way as well. These are all the quests here that you want to complete. So if you ever get stuck, you can also come here to figure out what to do next. Now, once you have completed the main quest line, there is a few other recommended quests that you should definitely do. So there's 3 quests. One is if you come to your quests here and you go to suggested quests, you want to make sure to get these inventory expansion quests done. So you can see if you complete these, you will get extra inventory slots, which is huge because when you start the game, you don't have that many inventory slots. After you complete the quest line, the main quest line, you should have about 1 page of inventory slots unlocked, which is pretty decent. And then if you complete those other quests as well for the inventory slots, you'll get some more slots from there too. Obviously, another very important one as well, you can probably do this one before you start doing the inventory slot quests, or even just during the inventory slot quests, is these pets. So pets are loyal companions. I've done a couple of them. I haven't done all of them. I think there's 3, and it's either 3 or 4 total pets that you can get from these quests. So again, suggested quests, if you just click A on it, it will tell you where to go. So you click A, there'll be a marker there, so you'd have to go to Calpheon, and this will start another quest line to get these pets. It's the same with inventory expansions. So you just click A on it, and it will take you to these different people. So let's say this general goods vendor, for example. It's very quick, and this one is like the very quick, easy one. Some of them are a bit longer, some of them are pretty much just as fast as this, to be honest. But you just come up here, you kill one of these. It's very simple. You hand it in and you get an inventory expansion. So pretty simple stuff, definitely going to help you out. Now there is another quest which is to get a horse. So there's 2 ways to get a horse. One is for a quest line, which I think I must have done a long time ago because I can't find it anymore on my account. It's not available to me because it's a 1 time per family quest that gets you a tier 5 horse. And apparently that's in Trent. So if you come to Trent, there will be a quest line that you can do to get a tier 5 horse. I'll show you some information on that in just a second. So this is the information I've been able to find online about this quest, is you have to talk to the first quest in the chain is this dude here, and then you should get it from your black spirit. You get this weight 1 and another gift, an awakening weapon gift here. So you'd have to do these. This makes me think maybe you have to be 56 before doing the quest. Not 100% sure. But maybe just hold off on the horse quest. If you don't see it unlocking for you and it's not available, and you're not 56 and you haven't done your awakening quest line yet, try coming back and doing it again after you do your awakening quest line. But the one advantage of this tier 5 horse here is apparently it comes with both sprint and drift, which is the most important skills that you can get from a horse. So if for any reason you guys can't find any more information, you're not able to do that Trent quest to get the horse, the next best method is just to buy one from the stable keeper. So if you come to the stable keeper, you click on stable and you go to the horse market. Right now there's nothing listed, but during the day there's plenty of horses that go on to this market that you can buy for relatively cheap prices. I wouldn't really recommend buying a tier 7 horse or something really expensive. Anything that's like tier 5, tier 6 that hits the market, male or female, doesn't matter how many breeds it's got. What you want to look at is its skills. If it has drift and instant acceleration, then you want to pick up that horse. So let me show you guys. So when you're looking at the skill menu for the horse, right now this horse is level 1 and it's just got raw. If you guys can't find a tier 5 or tier 6 horse with drift and instant acceleration, and that Trent quest line is not working out for you, then try and pick up a low level tier 5 or a low level tier 6 horse and just use it. So just use this horse until it levels up to, I'd say about, you can use it all the way to level 30, but probably about 20, 21. If it hasn't learnt those skills, you can just sell it and then buy another one. And then just keep doing that over and over again until you get both drift and instant acceleration. Another important key fact about the horse is you want to buy it a saddle for sure. So if you come to animal here, you come to saddles, just, it doesn't matter really what saddle you buy. There's plenty of leather saddles available, so probably just one of these. The most important thing is on the left hand side of the screen, halfway down in the text there, you can see it says can be installed on horse/camel. So make sure whatever you buy that it's applicable to a horse, because some items are not for horses. So for this one example, it only goes on donkeys. So if you were to buy the tattered leather saddle, it wouldn't go on your horse. If you want, you can buy this other stuff as well. It's really not that, the other items aren't that important. I would maybe just pick up some horseshoes if it's base to get 1.5% extra movement speed. It's not huge, but it's not too expensive and there's plenty on the market, so it's definitely an option. I don't know, it's not really worth investing 14 mil at this point in the game for plus 10 shoes. It'll be nice later on. It's later on in the game, 14 million isn't that much, but obviously earlier on, getting 14 mil takes not crazy amounts of time, but it can be invested in better things than horseshoes. Now, as you're playing the game, you're going to have some AFK time, whether it is you're going to work, you're going to go eat something, go to watch a movie, chill, go out with the friends. I'd recommend to leave your Xbox on for these periods of time to be able to level up something called strength. We'll go over what that is in a minute, but in terms of your console, you can leave it on overnight as well when you're sleeping to do this. However, some people might not want to do that because I don't know if it harms your console in the long run or not. I can't imagine it's good keeping it on all the time. I do keep it on all the time, but that's my choice. I am not going to recommend something to you guys that would harm your console, so it is your choice what you do during your sleeping time. But we are going to be leveling up our strength. So if you look at fitness on the right hand side of your screen there, we've got breath, which is your stamina pool. When you level up your breath, your stamina increases. Now this will just level up as you play the game. You don't need to try and level it, it will just happen over time. Health will give you, obviously, increase your maximum health pool by a small amount every level. Now this will level as you eat food. I wouldn't worry about this too much early game. You're going to be eating plenty of food later on, which is mainly going to be your teas to give you more experience. It's going to be King of Jungle Hamburg, and it's going to be Count of Sylvia meal. Those are usually the 3 meals you're going to be rotating, but don't worry about that right now. So strength is what you're going to be leveling up early on. And to do that, for your AFK time, whatever town or city you are in, open up your map. You're going to press down on your D-pad to bring the find NPC function. And then you're going to press left bumper, right bumper to get to the trade manager. Press right trigger and it will take you to the trade manager of that town or city. You will then come to this guy, go to trade and just pick up one item. It doesn't matter what it is, one item, and after you click that, it will come onto this cart over here. You'd have to then go to your cart and then press X to purchase all. I don't have money, so just give me a second. So there we go. Now I've got that purchase, and you can see we have this bag on our back, and it restricts your movement. So what you then want to do is find a nice clear open route in the safe zone that you're in. So whatever town you're sitting in, I would not leave it because people might try and troll you and kill you. Just find a nice long road, and at the end of the road, what you're going to do now is hold left trigger and press X, and you will get this green icon. If it's green, that means you've done it correctly, and it's going to be an auto path that repeats. If you do it incorrectly by just pressing X, you get a blue icon, which means you're going to follow this to the end and then you're going to stop. So I'll do a very short one here. So if we do that, as you can see, we're going to walk. So to auto path, you just click in your left stick. It's going to go all the way over here. And then once it reaches its destination, it's going to turn around and go back to your original destination. And it will repeat this non-stop for however long you are AFK. And slowly, as you can see a little slither in strength right now. The longer you leave it, the more strength you're going to get. And you're going to want to do this to roughly, you can stop around 20 strength. The soft cap is 30, and there's a lot of people that do take their strength up to 30. If you do not plan on buying any pro shop weight, which is pay to win weight in the pro shop, you can find that in functions and weight. If you don't plan on picking up any of these, then I would definitely recommend leveling your weight to 30 because you will need it in the long term. And that is what you're going to be spending your AFK time on. Also, after you've completed the main quest and you have completed all the extra recommended quests, you're going to have some contribution points. If you look at the top of your screen, just above my health bar on the left, there are 3 different numbers. On the right hand side, you can see it currently says 0 out of 347. That number 347 is your maximum number of contribution points, and the number next to it, which mine says 0, is how many you have available right now. So I don't have any available, but you guys would not have spent any contribution at this point if you've been following the guide, and you will have the maximum number of contribution points available to you. What you want to do is pick up some very basic nodes early on. You're going to pick up Bartali Farm by Velia. You're going to, pick up Bartali Farm by Velia, and then you will click on the thing, go to node management, and you will unlock chicken and potato. You will also unlock Finto Farm. You will unlock chicken and potato here. Once you've got these 2 unlocked, you will go up to Olvia. You will unlock Custer Farm. You will pick up grapes. And finally, you're going to come down to Alejandro Farm, and you're going to pick up honey and pumpkins. If you do not know what I am talking about right now, I would recommend you go look at my guide for BDO Life Skilling Foundations episode 1. It will go in depth on the very basics on how to unlock nodes, how to hire workers, send workers to those nodes, and get resources. But definitely do this as early as possible after you've completed the main quest line and you have some contribution points, because you will start stockpiling on some items that you can use to make yourself some very good money later on in the game once you've completed your strength life skill, because this is technically a life skill, I guess. You're leveling up your strength, so once it's going to take you a decent amount of time, probably a week or 2, to get that strength all the way to 30, depending how much AFK time you put into it. Now, once you have completed the main quest line, this is kind of what your gear should look like, minus the Azula pieces that I've got here. If you don't, for some reason, have the Roaring Magical Armor or the Black Abyssal Short Sword, the Black Abyssal Short Sword you should definitely have now, because they've changed the way it works. When you complete the main quest line, you just get one of these in your mail. I'm pretty sure they've changed that. The Roaring Magical Armor piece, if you haven't got this, just type in the name Roaring Magical Armor into YouTube, and there will be quest lines to show you how to, if you've just missed a quest line somewhere, because it is in the main quest line, but it's an extra, it has the icon, but it's not going to automatically take you to do it. So if for any reason you have not got this, just type in Roaring Magical Armor and follow the steps on YouTube, and you'll have this armor, because this is pretty important. This is a very, very good chest piece. You get either a plus 12 or a plus 13 Grunwald headpiece when you complete the story missions, so you'll have that equipped. And you've probably got some random armor drops here that are plus something. So you've got some, I've just put some random pieces of armor just to represent that. You also get one of these dim magical shurikens. This is not as good as the black abyssal weapon, but you know, you've got something on those lines for your item here, and you should be roughly around somewhere between 50 and 55 once you've got all these quests complete. So the next thing we're going to be doing is getting Azula pieces. Now, there is new items in the game. There's new earrings and rings in the game that are not available in BDO Planner. You will have one of these earrings for completing, you will get one of these earrings when completing Kama, but you don't have the gear right now to be able to complete the Kama quest line. So we will be needing to hunt down some Azula pieces. And the best way to do that is, in my opinion, well, the way I would do it is just by grinding helms, but there are a lot of different rows to do that. So let me show you on the map. So this is where you guys are going to be grinding Helm's Post, which is just right of Velia. It's in between basically Velia and Valencia. At the gear you're at, this is one of the more efficient spots for getting EXP and even silver for now. To also not only just get the Azula pieces, but also to hit level 55. Now, I think Helms only drops the Azula ring. It might also drop the earring, but it's been a long time since I've been there, so just for the sake of this video, let's say it only drops the Azula ring. It's even better if it drops the earring as well. But you'll be grinding Helms to get more than just 2 Azula rings. You'll keep grinding it to get multiple extra Azula rings above 2 and weakened Azula as well, because it can also have a chance of dropping weakened rings, not just the full ring. So if it drops the base item, you can equip it straight away. The weakened item you will not be able to equip, it will just be taking up space in your inventory. You will be staying at Helms until you have a good supply of extras. You will then take those extras down to Terif and exchange them for the other Azula pieces that you need. If you come down here to the gentleman that's near the docks, you can trade any weakened Azula piece for a different type of weakened Azula piece. So for example, your weakened ring can be changed for a weakened necklace. You can then trade in 3 weakened necklaces to get an Azula necklace. So that is how I would recommend you guys to be equipping yourself with Azula. Now you can look at Azula guides. There are, if you come to, let's say, I think Elric Shrine, you can get the belt, but Elric Shrine is going to be a bit more difficult for you guys to kill. It's also AP capped, so you can't one-shot them even with my AP. Also, other places you can get Azula is Abandoned Iron Mines. I believe Abandoned Iron Mines drops the necklace, and I can't remember, there's probably one other place you can get Azula as well, but honestly, it's been a while, so I don't remember those places. And Helms is really the most efficient place that you want to be with your current gear and current level.